Like, it's just so cooked.
Seen since the ceasefire went into effect, is it being successful? Broadly speaking.
Yeah, it's successful because Israel keeps bombing and then no one retaliates. But notice how the moment of retaliation from Hezbollah is immediately like, whoa, 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 you can't do that. Holy, that is so crazy. Of course, Israel, remember, did a ceasefire and then got a sidestep, got a little nice little cutout for themselves where they can continue fucking, firing at Lebanese people. And then it only became news when Hezbollah fired back.
Joining us, Hezbollah has launched rockets from Lebanon for the first time since the ceasefire was declared with Israel. The armed group is accusing Israel of flagrant violations. Israel's defense minister has promised a harsh response. Let's go live to Beirut now and speak to Ali Hashim. So, Ali, what more, firstly, do we know about this rocket attack by Hezbollah?
Well, there's a statement, and Hezbollah claimed responsibility for an attack, what it called a initial defensive attack in retaliation to Israeli violation of the ceasefire. And Hezbollah warning that it tried to convey its reservations and complaints to the mediators.
Background absolutely matters, man. Like, liberals fetishize it in a shallow way, but systemic issues don't just disappear because you grind harder. The idea that everyone starts on the same playing field is a lie that props up capitalism. People aren't failing. The system is failing them. What are you saying? I don't disagree with you. I'm simply stating that your background doesn't matter. Your opinions do. The only reason why diversity is supposed to be important is because your lived experience as a black person or as like a Jewish woman in Mexico, a country that's like 90% Catholic, only matters as far as how your lived experiences change your understanding and automatically create a sense of empathy. That's it. That's it. That's literally it. That's the reason why you can have someone like Candace Owens, for example, who's a black woman but doesn't actually champion women's rights or black people's rights. That's what I mean when I say the aesthetic grounds in which like liberals champion representation is actually something that no one really fucking believes. No one believes it. Maybe some liberals do, but most people don't believe it at all.
But there was no response, and that's why it went towards retaliating initially in a defensive way. And of course, the choice of the place, hitting the Sheba farms, is significant here with respect to the Lebanese government's claims towards the Sheba farms as Lebanese territories, and that the mandate given to Hezbollah to resist and to try liberate them. This is something that has been an issue in Lebanon for years. So from this background, Hezbollah attacked the Sheba farms. And of course now with Israel launching several attacks in Lebanon. Just now we heard of an attack in the town of Tallusa to the south, where 2 Lebanese were killed and several were wounded. So, but of course, everyone now is asking, and there are concerns whether this ceasefire is going to hold, and if Israel is going to retaliate harshly, how Hezbollah is going to retaliate, and are we going towards a new tit-for-tat between Hezbollah and Israel after only 5 days of truce or ceasefire? Of course, according to the Lebanese side, there are more than 75 Israeli violations of the ceasefire over the past few days, and there have been several fatalities.
Ali, for now, many thanks for that. Ali Hashim with the latest there from Beirut. Let's go to Noor Ode now, who's in the Jordanian capital, Amman. To remind you, Al Jazeera has been banned from the occupied West Bank and from Israel. Our team, including Noor, are working from Amman for the time being. So, Noor, Israel's defense minister is promising a, quote, tough response. What does this mean for the ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel?
It really remains to be seen, Neve, as Ali was saying there. How far are the parties going to take this? The Israeli Prime Minister also in the past few minutes has come out and said that this is a grave violation and that Israel would act forcefully in response. Of course, from the Israeli perspective, any movement of Hezbollah, whether it is by firing rockets or just by moving its members and its equipment, is considered a violation. And Israel has given itself the right to strike at Hezbollah in Lebanon and beyond Lebanon in order to impose the ceasefire with fire, as some of its officials have said. Lebanon naturally doesn't see it the same way, and neither do the mediators, for that matter, who've also voiced concern in the past few days about this very fragile ceasefire holding.
Noor, we've had this quite interesting line from the Pentagon, a Pentagon spokesperson saying that despite some incidents, clearly referring to what we've just been reporting, the ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel is holding. Is that the view in Israel as well? Why are we hearing these lines, do we think?
I mean, it almost sounds like the American side is willing this ceasefire to hold.
Didn't Israel violate it first? Yes. There has never been a moment where Israel hasn't violated it. Like, Israel literally just increased the intensity of the bombing campaign leading up to the final closing hours of the ceasefire, the quote unquote fake ceasefire. Israel also carved out a side deal with America that allowed it to continue bombing certain parts of Lebanon, which they did continue doing. They fired on journalists. They fired on people that were going into. They fired on people that they claimed were going into territory that is still inside of Lebanon, mind you, that they hadn't pulled out from. And yeah, Israel has violated the ceasefire 100 times, by the way, since the ceasefire.
Dana, that there have been continuous violations since the ceasefire took effect early Wednesday morning. CNN spoke to a UN peacekeeping source who says that Israel has violated that ceasefire about 100 times. But there are many people on both sides of this border who are desperately hoping that this doesn't escalate further and that the ceasefire prevails.
Like, it's just so cooked.
We've seen since the ceasefire went into effect, is it being successful? Broadly speaking.
Yeah, it's successful because Israel keeps bombing and then no one retaliates. But notice how the moment of retaliation from Hezbollah is immediately like, whoa, 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 you can't do that. Why is it always this way? Why is it stacked this way? Like, how come? How come we get this like fake ass ceasefire where only one side has to cease their fire and the other side can continue its invasion?
And that's the kind of attitude they're portraying. In Israel, they don't consider that the ceasefire has broken down, but they do consider this Hezbollah rocket incident as a grave violation. So the questions that are now being asked, especially by the detractors of Netanyahu, those in the opposition, those in the right.
Israel, by the way, since then killed 3 World Central Kitchen aid workers as well, and then claimed that one of them was Hamas when they knew that people were going to get mad at them, because the last time that they killed World Central Kitchen aid workers, they got, people got very mad at them. This time it didn't even make a blip, partially because none of them were white. They were Palestinians and brown people that they killed. They also killed the Gaza Soup Kitchen's head, the head of the Gaza Soup Kitchen. They're gross. I don't know what else to say. In the past 2 days, Israeli forces have killed 3 World Central Kitchen aid workers, killed a Save the Children staffer, killed a Gaza Soup Kitchen chef, killed an ICU director, attacked and killed hundreds of displaced Palestinians, shot a 10-year-old girl. That's from yesterday. Like, I genuinely don't understand. Yeah, there's also a photo of an Israeli soldier that's like masturbating. I don't even want to know if I want to show it. But yeah, there's a photo of an Israeli soldier that's like simulating a masturbation. Yeah, it's not, you can't see anything, but he's just like jerking off on a seat, looking at the destruction of Gaza. God damn, dude. Holy shit.